The Road to 2500 series is back, and this time it looks like we are playing a 2450 from Fiji. That's a flag that I've not seen in quite a while. I'm going to go for the Sicilian defense, pawn to c5, controlling the center, fighting for the d4 square. They're bringing out more pieces to attack the d4 square. Of course, we will capture that pawn. And I'm going for the accelerated dragon, trying to fianchetto my bishop and put some pressure down in the center. They're developing with knight to c3, normal stuff. I'm attacking their knight. And now bishop to e3, also defending the knight in the center. We're going to continue with knight to f6, holding on moving the d pawn so that it can potentially move to d5 in one move. They're capturing on c6. I'm going to take with the b pawn so that we can reinforce this pawn push here. e5 is a pretty normal move. There is a gambit line that we can go for here with knight to d5, which is pretty decent, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Alternatively, we have knight g8, knight to h6, and we can try and reposition our knight. Probably I'm going to go for this. I know this is objectively the best move. Knight to d5 is what I've played a lot of the time in the past. But yeah, knight to h6, f5, knight f7, sometimes knight f5 is normally the way to go here. So let's play it. Knight h6. g4 is kind of a move. Okay, so we see pawn to e6 here. Now the bishop's staring at each other. Probably I should just take, play f6, takes on d7, queen takes, and the knight will go to f7 anyway, so this doesn't look bad at all. And if they want to capture, then I will have knight takes f7, so queen takes, pawn to f6, and yeah. This looks pretty decent. Okay, they trade on d7. Let's take back with the queen. And if we can get queens off the board, this position is pretty equal. But I think it makes a lot of sense to try and stop bishop to c4. Like if we play a move like e5 on bishop c4, maybe I can go king e7, bishop e6 there actually. Actually, that looks pretty good, because if I play bishop e6 to stop bishop c4 now, they'll probably just play something like bishop d3, and I have to go bishop f7 and then e4. It's just a little bit awkward. We're taking away squares from the knight. So I do probably like the move pawn to e5, especially because there's no queens on the board. I can play king e7 and just try and bring rooks to the middle. I think I'm going to go pawn to e5. There is also some knight to g4 moves, but always rook d2 can be played from white, so I don't think it's all that good. Okay, they're letting me just play bishop to e6 now, which I will do. I will absolutely do. I guess knight here. I mean, the knight's really doesn't seem to be doing anything on d6, so I'm not too concerned about that. And we always have knight to f7. So I'm just looking to consolidate now with moves like king to e7, rook h to d8, stuff like that. So they're threatening bishop to b7. I guess I'll just play rook to b8 because I don't want to just drop a pawn here, and I don't see any other move. So let's play it. Maybe they want to stack rooks, but I'll be in time with king e7 and the other rook coming over. Okay, so they want knight c5 and probably want to take my light squared bishop. That makes a lot of sense for sure. But honestly, if I just play king e7, knight c5, rook d8, if they take my light squared bishop, my king takes, they play bishop c4, my king goes back. I don't think this is bad at all. The knight can remaneuver to d6 and should be doing pretty decent. So I'm going to play this. Also, there's knight f5, knight d4 maybe. Okay, let's bring the rook. If you want my bishop, you can have it. Knight b7 is a weird move because I'll just play rook d5. I don't think it does a whole lot. And this very suspicious knight is going to have to get into the game at some point. I'm thinking probably via f5. And via f5, it will have a bunch of squares, and I don't really have to decide which one it's going to just yet. It will probably depend on the rook placement. Potentially as well, it could even go to h4 and attack these two pawns. So a lot of options with this knight here. Okay, I am also quite like, actually no, I don't like this move at all. That'd be a huge blunder because they would take my bishop and then go play bishop c4. Let's not blunder that. Okay, they also might be looking at f4, which is a little bit of a concern for sure. So maybe it would be safest just to actually, I think I can still get away with this, because if they play f4, I take king takes. If rook takes, I can just take the pawn. And if king takes, check, king moves back. Okay, maybe that's not so good. I could play pawn g5, but then bishop d3. I don't really like that. Maybe just knight f7 then. I think I'm going to play knight to f7 just to keep this pawn in the center guarded. Then we can continue maybe with f5, and then we can meet this f4 pawn push with e4. Also now we can exchange all the rooks, and I think this endgame is probably a bit better. So let's exchange a rook. And actually, I think we just want a pawn because they couldn't take back with their rook. I don't see a reason why we wouldn't just start taking pawns here, because the normal trap where they play so like knight takes e6, king takes here, bishop to b3. I just have rook b1. So I'm gonna play it. Hopefully I didn't just take a poison pawn, but I think I should be good. This pawn would be poisoned if I take it with the rook, because there's knight takes, and bishop c4. Wow, I just drew everything but the fork. Why? This bishop is not a knight. Sorry, bishop c4 here would be a fork. So we don't want to miss that. Also getting a bit low on time, so we're gonna have to pick up the pace just a little bit. Maybe it's a better idea to play 15 plus 10. Do let me know if you guys would be interested in watching that instead as well. Just because it's quite hard to play and talk everything at the same time. But pawn up is always nice. We are threatening to take with the bishop, I guess. So they don't want to get involved with that. Can I just give a check and start going around? That makes sense to me. Yeah, let's play it. I'm not going to think too much about that. Okay. And I'm going to put my knight on d6 as well, especially because I'm now seeing this as a very forkable square, potentially. That doesn't seem great for them. Here, rook here. I mean, if we can force off the rooks... I don't know if I want to though. I think it's I think it's good. Wow, keeping the rooks on at the cost of another pawn. Okay. I mean, now we've got a bunch of pawns. That's pretty nice. Bishop here. Also, this pawn's a weakness. Potentially we could go for this, but the problem is f4. So for now, I'm keeping my knight on f7, protecting this pawn. Probably gonna go for rook h3. Okay. Take this pawn. I don't see a good way to defend it, because if knight here, I just take, and rook takes, we take with a check. And there's a fork, which would not be good. Although there is rook b4. Okay, I don't see why not. I mean, this h pawn's going to start running. Should be the plan. Also, the knight on d6 will be nice. Just the repositioning. I mean, we do have the immediate threat as well, rook f4, which would win another pawn. At this point, it's a lot of pawns. I mean, we're basically just up all of these guys. So potentially taking the fourth pawn isn't really worth it. Maybe we should just get pushing. But at the same time, a pawn is a pawn is a pawn. That's what they always say. I mean, the king can't even go here. We could play knight d6 and threaten to just win, basically, which is interesting. But I don't see why I wouldn't just take another pawn, and then maybe I'll go knight d6. Okay, I think I'm gonna play knight d6 now. Just improve my piece a little bit, because knight b5 is now playable as well. And knight b5 would force the king back here, from which I could attack potentially the knight and then trade off the rooks, but that didn't happen. Okay, I'm just gonna start pushing my h pawn, because I don't see any real infiltrations here. Actually, maybe I should just push the e pawn down. Wait a minute. I have to watch out like for one thing, basically. Maybe I should play this. I think I'm gonna play bishop c4 to exchange them like this, and then my knight can go to b5 and protect the a7 pawn. Because that's like losing the a7 pawn and somehow letting this guy through is basically the only way that things can go a bit wrong. So I might as well eliminate all of the possible threats. That seems like a nice way to do it. Okay, bishop drops back. I think I can just trade and then play my king up. Or maybe I just start pushing, actually. Because if they check me, then they run into a fork. And I'll just be pushing the f pawn and the h pawn, I think. That seems like the winning strategy. Now I can play this. And the point is that this exchange, it would just be game over, because my pawn is faster as they have the rook behind it. I mean, let's play this. Kick away the knight. Knight b7. Just play king d5, and you're a bit entombed. Knight here, I have bishop b5, or I can just go back to pushing this guy. Okay, just got to make sure not to flag. That's basically the only way things could start to go wrong, but we have 4 pawns, so I need to start pushing them to make the queen. That's pretty much all there is to it. Sometimes you just gotta push them, baby. The great Yasser once said. I'm assuming they're gonna play this. I'll put my bishop here. That's the great thing about bishops, is that they can move really efficiently. So we're going to play g5 and rook h4. Keep moving. If the knight takes my pawn, I'm going to go back to pushing. Actually, maybe not. I'll just put the rook behind the pawn and then push it. I think that's the ticket. Okay, let's push. Oh, wait. Let's not push. Let's avoid blundering. And yeah, let's go here, as we don't want to allow rook to b4. This check, I'll just move to the side, and now the pawn cannot be stopped. Because if you go here, I guess I'll probably just play this, or just retreat this way. Okay, and it looks like I might have to get one more pawn involved in the game, but the two together should be able to get the job done. So let's just push it. I can't take because it's pinned, but this shouldn't really matter. Okay, let's push. I could have taken the pawn, but I don't really want it. Queen, take, oh wait, I'm in check. Play this. 33 seconds though, so okay, but they decide to resign. That's fair enough. Nice. First win back on the road to 2500. Let's take a quick look at the analysis. I have also worked in the chessboard analysis at the same time, so you can see whether or not the best moves are being played and like what the engine evaluation is. So I do hope you guys enjoy that, or if you do, then let me know, because it does take me quite a bit of extra time to add that in the edit. All right, so we started off with the Sicilian. Very normal stuff. We go for the dragon, exchanges, they push me back, I retreat. And okay, apparently this is a pretty big mistake. I didn't know the theory exactly here. So queen to a5 is the best move, attacking the pawn here, and then you want to induce f4 and then play f6. Okay, that makes some sense. And the main move after here is bishop c4, bishop takes e5, castle, and knight f6. Okay, I don't really know what's going on there. I'm probably just gonna have to do a little bit more book work on that, because what I've always played is just this sacrifice line with knight to d5. If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can, but this is the second most common way to play, although it's quite dubious because it's +1 for white. But it's what I always used to play. I'm trying to stop now because like I know it's objectively wrong, and I always just end up a pawn down and suffering a little bit. So I'm trying to stop playing it. So I went for knight g8, and all I knew really was that after f4 you go knight to h6. So I was playing the same way against f4 as I do against bishop d4, which is obviously wrong. But let's see. So they go e6, I exchanged, queen takes, played f6, and wow, this position's bad. This position is not good apparently. After e5, which is best. I then went bishop to e6, which is a big blunder. Oh wow, rook d6. Do I not just have bishop? Oh, I don't have bishop d4 because there's knight takes. Yeah, that would be bad. Wait, rook c8, bishop a6 maybe? Oh, just rook e6. What am I talking about? Oh yeah, rook d6 is a pretty big threat. I'd have to go like bishop, but then f6 is dropping as well. Maybe there's a rook's trap though. King e7. Yeah, that'd be funny. But oh, there would have been knight e4 as well. Wow, okay, things get crazy there. Yeah, that was a big mistake. My opponent didn't punish me though. They played bishop a6, and I allow rook d6 again, and then finally it's no longer that good after king e7. Okay, so after the rooks get exchanged, and we just win the pawn. Okay, so then yeah, from here on out, it was pretty clean by the looks of it. Trying to keep control, not really allowing anything. Yeah. Okay, so this was all good. But basically allowing some big blunders in the opening. Definitely some sketchy play there. I'll have to review this line before I play it again. But yeah, I hope you guys found that interesting. Learned something new about the dragon, the accelerated dragon Sicilian. If you did enjoy it, then please do consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss more of these road to 2500 videos. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.